So this YouTuber uploaded a video titled "I Made My Own Undisputed Boxing Game" by Truthbound, and it's an 8-minute demo showing off what he's got. So let's check out and see if it's worth keeping an eye on, man. CBH trying to get Chad a Steam Deck for Christmas. Nah, but I'll probably give away a PS5 for Christmas. I actually been sitting on two, they're literally right there. You see where I'm pointing? That's my old PC right there, because I got to find a way to get rid of that thing. I might donate it to Goodwill. I'm gonna be honest. I got to clean it though. Got all my data on there. But I have two PS5s right sitting on top of it. I'll probably give one away for Christmas. Jokes aside, W giveaway shadows, giveaway foreshadowing type shit. Let me hold the RAM. Nah, you good. You don't want that RAM in that PC anyway. It's old. But yeah, let's check out this boxing game.
298 days developing a boxing game to find out if one man can compete with a AAA monolith who many believe
give a next playground away. Nah.
Today, can I lead a new movement, creating a game for the people by the people? This is Truthbound.
Hey, hold up. He keeps bugging me. Let me feed my dog real quick, chat. Give me 2 minutes. Actually, make it 3. I gotta pee. He keeps bothering me.
Charity gets me harder than Colossus off the Blue Chews, bub.
Pappy Cleve gifted a tier 1 sub to Rig's Tale.
Okay. Anyways, I'm back. Nah, bro, stand on it, be proud. What you talking about? All right. My bad. Had to feed my dog, then I used the bathroom because I was already standing up. If you're just coming into the stream, I just started covering this new boxing game being made by one person. He titled the video, "I made my own undisputed boxing game." I guess it's called Truthbound? I don't know if it's called Truthbound. Let's see what it's about. Shout out to Black Newton with the sub.
are back. Today, we discuss the key features of my new boxing game, Truthbound. Just 10 months in, one man. We'll discuss feinting, parrying.
I forgot I tagged you in this the other day. It seemed interesting. Oh, it was you? I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I saved it.
Not to mention that this is
Shout out to M Beats.
a boxing survival RPG. Most of you know
This man made a story mode? Hold up.
who I am, which means you know exactly why I'm making this game. So support the cause, link in the description. But first, let us address the elephant in the room. The Undisputed community is on its last legs. What
Hey, all right, hold up. See, I gotta make a correction, man. Like, I'm happy you making a boxing game. And I get you probably want to be politically correct because you're creating a game and you don't want to put other developers down. But don't worry, nigga. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I got you. Undisputed is not a dying community. That shit is dead. Not only is it dead, that shit was ass. And the only people still defending and playing Undisputed is old heads at the barbershop, bro. Old head ass niggas who swear that fucking Kool Mo D is the best rapper alive. That's who's playing Undisputed. And I'm here to let you know, we don't care what they think, bro. So you won't say it, I will. This community is dead. This game fucking sucks. And I said it sucked in early access. I gave it another chance when it came out. I said it sucked as well. The community said, oh, you're an asshole. Y'all playing that shit now? Y'all playing that shit now?
community is on its last legs. What a big surprise. When you continue to buy and promote mediocre games, companies will not fix something which they consider not broken. Many of you, sadly, are still holding on to false hopes. So
Now that's facts. One of my biggest issues with Undisputed was the fact that the community kept defending the game. And that's why it was in a bad, they took the approach of, we're just happy to have a boxing game. And if you want something to improve, you cannot take that stance. You can, I feel like people don't understand, like, you don't have to be a dickhead when you criticize something. Just say, hey, I like this about the game and I don't like this. That doesn't mean you hate the product or X, Y, Z. Like, you have to understand, if you genuinely love something or someone, you will tell them the truth about themselves. So like, shout out to him, because this is the same thing I was arguing. The biggest problem with this game was actually the community. They just kept cocksucking the fucking devs.
first, we must understand why we keep getting misled. Truth number one, you are a pawn of a corporate system called the hook model. Real gamers play the likes of Tekken and Street Fighter for the challenge of learning complex fighting systems, whereas the everyman buys Undisputed to live vicariously through their favorite fighter. That is the community's biggest downfall. These games are nothing but digital stores, created for the sole purpose of selling you fighter DLC.
That's when I knew the game was really dead, when Jake Paul got announced.
Understand the traps we keep falling for. Trap number one, motion capture is a lie. This is an 18-year-old trailer, THQ's first UFC game. Motion capture was perfect 18 years ago, but a final game could not look like this because unedited motion capture would result in a slow-paced, unresponsive game. Case in point, Undisputed's footwork looks fantastic, but it takes 2 seconds to change direction, and you often feel like you're not in control of the fighter.
That's real.
UFC's movement looks janky, but it's a far more responsive game. Our community tend to celebrate illusions over authenticity, and this is a prime example. Ragdoll
Look at that!
in an online competitive game. Indie games using this feature are lying to you. AAA games do not use this for good reason. Physics are unpredictable, so even
SpongeBob ass shit.
pieces remain in sync, the results will always be different. Truthbound uses traditional proven methods, used in some of the greatest combat games ever made. Why don't companies use these methods now? Because it takes time, and time is money. Movement is fully deterministic, kinematic, and responsive.
So it says every action plays out identically on all machines, and characters move by pure animation and math, not unstable physics. So basically it's saying the game is much more predictable, like the animation. It's not a bunch of like loose physics.
It's less than a second to change direction, whilst still maintaining fluid movement. That includes circling out at a faster pace to reposition yourself, as well as dash, slide, and slip.
And in kinematic system, movement is fully programmed. Every step, slip, and punch follows authored rules, making your fighter predictable, consistent, and perfectly sync online. That's why physics-driven games struggle with competitive depth, and why Kinetic systems are the foundation of a truly responsive fighting game.
Fully driven.
He's just talking
by
about his design
kinematics.
philosophy.
With this foundation alone, you have full control over your distance
This
management.
YouTuber is very
It's the
good. He
most
made a retrospective on Fight Night Champions and went into details on the game
important
mechanics.
aspect of any combat
Hey,
game.
I
But
love
it
Fight
goes
Night
further
Champion.
than that. Let's talk about hand fighting. With responsive movement, that means that punches are relatively easy to evade. You can set your punches up with feints. Feints allow you to reposition yourself, take your head off the center line, but most importantly, disrupt the rhythm of your opponent. In Truthbound, when you feint and post, you are subtly moving your feet to either keep
I like that. I like that
range or
movement.
find angles. These features carry weight for 3 reasons. Manual blocking means there is not
I will say for something being made by one person and like in super early alpha, it doesn't look bad already.
reasons. Manual blocking means there is not an invisible force field which blocks every punch at every angle until the block health bar runs out. If someone's using the default block, I can still land the stiff jab up the middle. If your opponent is beating you with the jab, you can utilize the tight guard, but that leaves you open to hooks. However, truth be told, you'll
That jab looks good.
using the block because it's so easy to step in and out of range. Let's talk about non-tracking punches. In layman's terms, punches do not track you like homing missiles.
What I hated about this fucking game, bro.
Your opponent will rotate to face you, but it isn't instant.
I like that. I like that. Meaning you don't have to duck and weave everything. If your spacing is correctly, you can make them miss. That was one of my problems with Undisputed. And I remember when I was streaming the game, the old heads tried to tell me I didn't know anything about boxing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? There's depth to this shit. All you niggas do is spam buttons. I like that, though.
Subtle footwork and shot placement count. You see,
At bare minimum, I'll say he understands the sweet science. He
and a
understands it.
jab, you're not just hitting the head, you're hitting the frontal lobe, the chin, your opponent's nose. Think of them as critical damage zones, which just like in real boxing, act as deterrents if your opponent decides to fight reckless. If you walk onto a well-timed punch, it could lead to a bloody nose, restricting your airflow, which would result in faster stamina loss. And
Know your ranges. Real shit. That's a good way to articulate it. Know your range.
getting hit in the liver, the solar plexus. You get the drift. Now this doesn't force you to fight patiently, but it does encourage you to fight strategically, which leads me on to a feature that most AAA games avoid: position-based action.
All right, so I will say, based off first impressions, I like what he's doing with the physics. I will say, from an artistic standpoint, I mean, this is an early build. I would like to see you put some more arenas in there that has more color and lighting. Like, I do like that darker aesthetic on some of the arenas, but it seems like it's like everywhere. Like, I want to see some more lighting, and then also, I think the punches need some more oomph to it. I don't feel like the punches have the impact that I want to see. That was one of the issues that I had with Undisputed. It always felt like you were swinging pillows. I feel like the punches could use more oomph in the gameplay.
Actions. Let's start with an advanced combination.
I want to feel like I'm splitting a nigga spleen.
Jab. You're able to duck under, but you're not close.
I like that duck though.
Shots. Alternatively, I attempt to shuffle left, but I'm still getting caught with the jab. And that is where position-based actions come into play. In this case,
I like that. He understands the movement. I like that.
we duck under the jab, but with our head lowered, we transition to the shuffle. Note that this time, when we shuffle our position,
I will say though, from an artistic standpoint, dial back the sweat just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of sweat when you hit him in the face, which is realistic. But from a gameplay standpoint, I can see that being a little distracting. The sparkles just going up everywhere. Dial it back just a little bit for it feels like visual clutter.
positioning is lower. Not only do we avoid the jab, but the momentum.
Yeah, the weaves are clean though.
Shuffle increases the damage of the rare body.
I like the defensive options.
Basic defensive scenarios. If you're leaning to the right, you should be able to throw a jab.
You said voice acting this boy, bro?
Angle. Now, none of this means that you
Well, what's the name? I would imagine he's trying to get real boxers in here, unless it's just gonna be create your own boxer and go online. If that's the case, if you need any voices, hey, if you ever see this, what's this YouTuber's name? Flamer Uncut. Holla at me if you need some voices. Holla at me, bro.
can't be beaten by a novice. Just like in real boxing, the overhand set up by the jab always has the potential to shut your lights out. Not only that, you have the option to overcommit throwing swinging hooks, which can drain your stamina, leave you open to counters, and they can pay off. That is just the beginning.
That was the problem I had with Undisputed too. People would walk straight at you and just swing for the fences. Everybody played fucking Dante Wilder online. and they would just be throwing bombs, and I'd be bobbing and weaving that shit, uppercut them in the chin, and they would eat the shit. And I'm like, bro, all right, this fake ass fucking game, bro. If a nigga damn near blows his shoulder out swinging at you and you hit him with a hook, at bare minimum, I should get a stun off that shit every once in a while. I don't expect it every time. But if I hit you with 4 hooks in a row, none of that shit hurt? Oh, come on.
Let us now cover this.
Yeah, it was Rock'em Talk'em Robots, bro. It didn't promote proper boxing.
And Def Jam Fight for New York. I have the blueprints in place to create a story-driven underground ecosystem. The concept as it stands. You're an office worker who finds himself in a compromising position, which the choice is a life behind bars or a new beginning, of which it is in your hands to make the most of it. You'll start from the very
Gotta get it out the mud.
Food and shelter. However, once you prove yourself to be of value, you'll gain opportunities to join and represent different factions. From here, you'll be able to take on side jobs to earn money, which will enable you to buy better quality food, access to better training equipment, as well as sleeping facilities. Your choices will affect your attributes before you go into a fight. If you end up with a broken orbital bone, that will carry with you into the next fight. Now this
hell no.
exists in the shape of blueprints. Eventually, every character in this small world will have their own backstory. This is where you, tired of the state of combat games, can get involved. If you see the potential in this game, I kindly ask that you support the cause. Join my Ko-fi, link in the description, so I can continue to work on the game without any distractions. And for those who support throughout the journey, we'll have a spot open for them to be an NPC in the game. What do you have to lose? Truthbound has
Hey, let me get an NPC or something.
online community where you and your friends can create your own factions, build and craft better facilities. Maybe you don't want to be a boxer. You can take on a different role, a trainer, a chef, a manager. I have the capabilities to create all of this, but I don't have time. A big thank you to the content creators who reacted to my first trailer. Just remember that I'm making this game for the community that you're a part of. Don't be petty. Don't forget to join the community Discord, link in the description. Let me know in the comments how you feel about
First impressions. It looks like it has a strong foundation. Keep working. If anybody wants to support him, listen. I think you have something here, but I am going to reserve judgment because Undisputed, when it first was announced and it was called ESB Boxing or something, that shit looked good too. And it turned out to be ass. But I will say I see the vision. I'm rooting for you, Claimer Uncut. I'm rooting for you. We'll keep an eye on this. I hope it turns out good. I hope you continue to keep dropping updates. But you ain't getting no money from me. I've been burned one too many times from these fucking early access games. Nope. I see you when the product is done. I don't donate to nobody, bro. No, thank you. TBH on the commentary would be fire. Damn, nigga got knocked out. But yeah, we rooting for you though. We rooting for you. If anybody wants the link to that, maybe you want to donate, I'll drop it in the chat. I just dropped the link to the YouTube video. It's probably in the description box. Shout out to this game though. What else we got? Other news. Let me turn my music back on. Sony might have leaked Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil Requiem. Yeah, agreed. LOL. Can't get a buck from me either. You'll get a buck when the game's done. While we're still a couple of months away from Resident Evil Requiem's release, it looks like there could be a surprise return awaiting fans. Before it was removed, the PlayStation Store revealed new cover art for the game that featured longtime Resident Evil protagonist Leon Kennedy. PlayStation 5 players noticed the art on the pre-download screen for owners of the standard non-deluxe version of the game. IGN later confirmed the art, which showed a stubbled and haggard-looking Leon hovering over Requiem's other main protagonist, Grace Ashcroft. Leon appeared similar to his Resident Evil 4 look, with his fur-lined leather jacket a bit more grizzled. Is this the image right here? High-res image of Leon in it. It leaked. Shit. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This was on the PlayStation Store, so this is pretty much confirmed. Your boy Leon is coming back for Resident Evil 9. In 6 months, he'll announce a partnership with EA, and it'll be called Fight Night Reloaded. Hey, jokes aside, if he was able to partner with EA and get proper funding and a dev team behind it, I think that would be a good thing, as long as he maintains creative vision. Because I mean, the last boxing game we got was from fucking EA. Old man Leon, let's go. Leon is one of my favorite Resident Evil characters. I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, and I think this new one that they announced looks good. So depending, because I see you said I'm not gonna play it. Depending on when it comes out. If that month there's nothing else competing that I'm more interested in, I'll probably play this one because I did like the trailers that they've shown so far. I think they've done. I feel like I need to see some gameplay, but I do like the tone, the vibe of the world that they've set. It looks good so far. So we'll see. And I like Leon. Yo, shout out to Young Fred the Third with the $2 super chat. My favorite fight nights are the PS2 ones. I think all the fight nights were good from 1 to champion. They were all good. And they got better with each one, I think. What other news we got? Is Square Enix really giving birth to something genuinely new? Major shareholder urges a fundamental reassessment of the Final Fantasy's future. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. During an earnings call, the shareholder said Final Fantasy 16 didn't hit. And you'd know that if you played it, because that shit was a cutscene simulator, nigga. A major shareholder at Square Enix has released a 100-page document criticizing the company for its poor sales and urging for a fundamental reassessment of the medium-term management plan. And you know what? Before we even read any further, I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with them. Final Fantasy 14 is keeping Square Enix afloat. Because in my opinion, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth wasn't what it needed to be. I feel like a lot of people loved it, but a lot of people really disliked it due to those mini games, and it was just a bloated open world. I didn't finish it because I felt like the game was just bloated, and I didn't feel like the combat did enough changing to keep me interested. To the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I'll play the third game. I love that first one. The first Rebirth was great. I'd say it's actually a modern classic, but that second game was not it, bro. It was bloated as fuck. And you can't say that people are not interested in RPGs. You can't say there's not a market for it. Metaphor ReFantazio, wasn't that nominated for Game of the Year last year? One of the best-selling games of last year. People love that shit. Expedition 33, like people are fucking with RPGs right now. 3D investment partners in the third largest shareholder in Square Enix with a 14% stake and began amassing back in April. Now the Singapore-based investment firm has gone public with its critique of the company after reportedly being dissatisfied with Square Enix CEO response to its analysis back in October. The report states Square Enix is a prominent Japanese game developer that possesses globally renowned game titles, including Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. However, it's seen a significant deterioration in earning power, and the investment firm believes the current management plan is insufficient in revitalizing the company. That management plan was shared by Square Enix last year as it announced it would be aggressively pursuing a multi-platform strategy for its games, aiming to diversify earning opportunities following a review of its development system and the abandonment of the $120 million Euro development projects. 3D investment partners have urged Square Enix has been stagnating profit margins. Yeah, it's because they've been stagnating creativity, nigga. That's the fuck is the real problem. They worried about the money. I'm worried about the creativity. Game sales have reduced and margins have declined, which the investor attributes to platform exclusivity, poor revenue return on advertising expenditures, and low sales of its legacy games and excessive development costs among many factors. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Final Fantasy 16 had 11 hours of cutscenes. I'd imagine that was very expensive. Like, think about how expensive it probably was to make Zootopia. How long is Zootopia? Zootopia 2. That shit. Oh wait, runtime. Is it right there? The runtime is 1 hour and 48 fucking minutes. Final Fantasy 16 has 10 more hours than Zootopia 2. And then on top of that, the gameplay. what little gameplay there was, but just cutscenes, bro. Like that shit was probably expensive as fuck to make. And this is what I be talking about. I don't know who told these game developers you need to do that, bro. Cut it back, bro. What's great? You know what's great about Expedition 33? It ends. If you want to 100% Expedition 33, you will get like 60, 70 hours out of the game, depending on your skill level. But if you just want to run through the story and maybe do some of the side quests, on average, it takes like 30 hours, 20 to 30 hours. But the best part about that game is it fucking ends. 11 hours. I was falling asleep. I don't know who was in here when I streamed Final Fantasy 16. I literally put down the controller for like 3 hours straight. I just couldn't believe what I was fucking playing. So I agree with the shareholders. Get it together. The document also goes to great lengths to compare Square Enix with key Japanese competitors like Capcom and Konami to highlight its lack of success, while claiming Square Enix relies too much on the domestic Japanese market and is failing to grow overseas. So they're saying they become too stagnant from a creative standpoint, relying too much on Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. And to be fair, what the fuck else does Square Enix make? Bro, you making me feel bad. I actually liked it. I'm not gonna clown you. You allowed to like it. I didn't like it. You allowed to like it. All good. Kingdom Hearts 3. Boo. They made Visions of Mana. I like that game, but that shit is super niche. They make Octopath Traveler. Great game, but it is niche. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They make a lot of very niche games. Kingdom Hearts. I think that's their problem. You can have your Final Fantasies and your Kingdom Hearts and your Visions of Mana, but I do think they need something with crossover appeal. Like I think and I think that's specifically why they brought up Capcom and Konami in their meeting for finances, because Capcom has niche bangers, but then they also have mainstream bangers. There has to be like that balance. Like with Capcom, let's see. With Capcom, you have Street Fighter 6, right? That's mainstream. Street Fighter. Monster Hunter, I'd argue that's mainstream. Despite how you felt about the quality of the new one, Monster Hunter Wilds, Monster Hunter had a moment at the top of the year. That is a mainstream game that went crazy. And then you have Resident Evil. And then you have more niche shit like Dead Rising, Dragon's Dogma 2, Okami. So they have a catalog that's a little bit more balanced. Laugh my ass off. It's all niched in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, even Kingdom Hearts I feel like is pretty niche. Kingdom Hearts is a game, I don't feel like soccer moms and dads who are buying that next playground are playing Kingdom Hearts. That is a hardcore game. Like you have to use a lot of brain power to understand that story. And you know the reason I know is because none of you niggas know the fucking story of that game. But I think maybe you're looking at it as it's not hardcore because it has Disney characters in it, but it is a hardcore RPG. It's just old. Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and Dragon Quest are their main things. Yeah, you know, it's funny. Like, I can't believe I'm agreeing with the shareholders, but I kind of agree. I think Square Enix has become creatively bankrupt, too reliant on their heavy hitters, and like they need to just do something. They need a new IP. They need 3 new IPs. I'm gonna be honest. They need 3 new IPs to mix in with their current wave of stuff. And I think what's disappointing about with Square Enix is Square Enix name holds weight. It doesn't matter what the fuck they announce. All they have to do is announce it's a new IP with like a title screen and people will get excited. Why? Because Square Enix name holds weight. And if anybody from Square sees this, I hope you guys know that. You're not some small indie studio. You got clout. Fucking act like it, bro. Hold on. I know Kingdom Hearts story front to back. I got my PhD in that shit. Word? You play Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop 3,3/4 on fucking the Game Boy Advance? Forspoken 2? Nah, nigga, we don't need Forspoken 2. Nah, we don't need that shit, bro. Hell nah, man. Does Square own Nier Automata? No, that's Platinum, right? Nier Automata. Even still, Nier Automata is a niche game. That's like a hardcore game. Oh yeah, it's okay. Square Enix does. Okay, they publish it, so yeah, they do. Platinum makes it, but they publish it. Yeah, so Square does it. But Nier Automata is not a mainstream game. That's a weeb game. Good game, but it is a weeb game. Hey, Dream Drop Distance was solid, man. Kingdom Hearts might be one of the first games where I remember being young and looking at the title of the games and just thinking like, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. What is this shit? Oh, fucking Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance 3/8 coming to the fucking iPhone. Who named that shit, bruh? Like, you ever look at something and just be like, I ain't reading all that, and I damn for sure ain't playing all that. I'm not playing no game called Dream Drop Distance 3/8. Shut the fuck up, bruh. 365 plus 2.5 days. Yeah. 352 3/3. What? How you got a math? Yo, math was one of my worst. That's probably what it is. That was one of my worst topics in school. So when I see a math equation in your game, 352, 330. I'm not doing that, bro. What you mean this shit got division in it? Nah, hell nah, nigga. Kingdom Hearts 3 Long Division Edition. Hell nah. That shit turned me off. I know that shit is goofy, that there's no logic behind that, but I'm human. Sometimes I don't make sense either, nigga. Let me have this one. Let me have this one, bro. I ain't playing that. No, thank you. I know that shit is confusing because the title is confusing. Hell nah. You know, casual saw that and was like, hell, exactly. So imagine being a casual, imagine being a mom or dad that knows your kids love games. And you walk into GameStop and you see a game called Kingdom Hearts 3/5 and 1/3 quarter. You're like, nigga, what? I'm just gonna get this Super Mario. I'll just buy Super Mario. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what that fucking means, man. Perfect Dark. And you know, before I move on, the worst part is not only will the mom and dad who's a casual buying a game for Timmy not know what that means, I guarantee you if they bring that game to the front desk and they ask the GameStop employee with the lip ring and the jorts on, the backwards cap, they're probably not gonna, so what's this game about? That's a good question. That's a good question. Nigga get on a computer, start Google. Okay, so according to ChatGPT, something about Sora's on a beach and his friend becomes evil and heartless or something. At some point they're Sephiroth. I don't know. Anyways, Perfect Dark devs launch new studio at Take-Two following games cancel. New studio after Take-Two's following their game cancellation. The chances of the Perfect Dark reboot rising from last summer's cancellation are slim to none, but two of the primary developers behind it, the studio head Daryl Gallenhager and director Brian Horton, have found a new home at Take-Two Interactive. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier broke the story about Gallenhager and Horton on Blue Sky. According to Schreier, the duo will start their own studio under the Take-Two umbrella. However, there are currently no details about any games that they're working on. Schreier previously reported that Take-Two games came close to reviving the Perfect Dark reboot. However, the deal reportedly fell apart over which company would own the rights of the franchise. Regardless, it seems... Now, you see what I'm talking about? Fucking, this is why monopolies are bad. Microsoft bought up all these studios to do nothing with them. And then when somebody comes to the table and says, yo, let me get that IP up off of you. You want to make a game? Yeah, but we want to own it. So they want them to make the game, but then they don't want them to make the max money. They don't want them to make the majority of the money off of it. This is why they're doing nothing with it. This is why monopolies are bad. This is why we don't want Netflix and Paramount buying fucking Warner Bros. It's greed. It's corporate greed. You ain't wrong. I played that shit as a youngin' and my fucking mom's finished it and we never knew how to tell the story. See? Sounds like they shelving it. Yep. It sounds like they shelving it. They just yapping at this point. But I mean, that's good to hear that they found a new home, the people that were working on the new Perfect Dark, because that new Perfect Dark did look pretty good. It's unfortunate that it got canceled. So I'm happy that they found a new home at Take-Two Interactive. Take-Two's got money. For those unaware, Take-Two's the publisher behind Grand Theft Auto. They fund Rockstar. They fund NBA 2K as well. The new Mafia game, a bunch of different games. So I mean, they're gonna have a nice check. They're gonna have a nice check, and hopefully they come up with something cool. Excited to see what they do. Think he's gonna hold that Batman hostage. They're gonna hold Bruce hostage, which is crazy because nobody can hold him. Netflix just teased this poster for the season 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Toph has arrived. Airbender continues in 2026, and here's our first look at Toph. You got Sokka. Aang had a growth spurt, and of course, Katara. Not gonna hold my breath. Season 1 was like a 6 out of 10. I feel like they skipped over a lot of content. I feel like a lot of nuance was missing. I feel like a lot of the things that made this series great, they just kind of got rid of it for the spectacle of bending, basically. So I'm hoping season 2, they stick the landing. Like an example of just like nuances. One of my favorite things about when Toph gets introduced is the fact that she was a person with a disability, but they never treated her like she had one. Matter of fact, they would make fun of her. And I think that's good. Not the making fun, but like just treat him like it's a normal. I feel like there's a message there. I like that shit. And it was a kid's show. If they fucking do this live action shit and I don't hear a fucking joke about her being blind, I'm like, It's just little, I don't know, man. Yeah, she would make fun of herself. Like, I don't want to see no sensitive ass shit. I'm blind, so guys, woe is me. Shorty's the daredevil of the universe, but she can earthbend. It was perfect. Yeah. Let this shit be. I didn't like what they did I didn't like how they just basically skimmed over the Kyoshi Warriors part. Because I feel like with the Kyoshi Warrior saga and him learning about sexism, that was the key to his character development and him becoming a better person and a better warrior. There's a message there, bruh. Don't be a fucking dickhead, bruh. And now in the show, he's just going to become stronger for no fucking reason. We'll see. It gets one more season for me. I'm not going to lie. If they fuck up this season, I'm going to be done with this show because Toph is my favorite character in the show. So I'm going to be like, I used to have a Toph poster on my wall. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll fucking see. There's no war in Bossing say. Yeah, the espionage part, if they skip over that, like the way the government was manipulating shit, that's just gonna make me mad. Greatest earthbender on Earth all the time, is she blind type shit. I don't know, I'm 50-50 on it. It was like a 4 out of 10 because they skipped over that shit. No, real shit. Real shit. I give it like a 5 or a 6. Like, they tried. The special effects were decent in certain areas, not consistent, but